All rise. Department 24 of the Superior Court of California, in and for the County of Sacramento, is in session. The Honorable Michael Bowman, Judge presiding. Please be seated and come to order.
I'm Judge Michael Bowman, Sacramento County. Welcome to Department 24. Due to the pandemic, we need social distancing. This matter to be heard remotely to accommodate access, as well as victims' rights, victims' family.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. I am Judge Michael Bowman, Judge of Superior Court here in Sacramento. Welcome to Department 24. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and need for social distancing, this matter is being heard remotely. That's to accommodate the public's right, as well as the victim's right and the victim's family's right to be present. The court has granted access to the press as well, and this matter is being live streamed. We have taken the temperature of all individuals present. I'm asking all individuals to wear their masks, with the exception of the attorneys while speaking on the record. I will wear my mask unless I'm speaking on the record. This is an effort to assist the court reporter to make sure we have a complete and clear record. I would also remind everybody we're still in court, so no talking in the audience, no recording, no videotaping unless previously authorized by court. We'll be taking a break at approximately 10:45 for 30 minutes. Let's proceed. Calling the case, People's State of California versus Joseph James D'Angelo, case 18 FE 008017. Joseph James D'Angelo, is that your true and correct name, sir? Is that your true name, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can I have the attorneys state their names for the record, please, starting with the defense?
Alice Michael on behalf of Mr. D'Angelo.
Thank you.
Joe Crest representing Mr. D'Angelo.
Thank you.
Diane Howard on behalf of Mr. D'Angelo.
All right, thank you. Can I have, please, the elected prosecutors from each county please stand and identify themselves?
Good morning, Your Honor. Anne Marie Schubert, Sacramento County District Attorney.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Greg Totten, Ventura County District Attorney.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Joyce Dudley, Santa Barbara County's District Attorney.
Thank you.
Good morning. Dinah Becton, Contra Costa County District Attorney.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor. Testing. Good morning, Your Honor. Todd Spitzer, District Attorney, Orange County.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tori Verber Salazar on behalf of the people of San Joaquin County.
Thank you.
Good morning. Jeff Reisig, Yolo County District Attorney.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nancy O'Malley, Alameda County District Attorney.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tim Ward, Tulare County District Attorney.
Thank you. The attorneys, the prosecution team that's going to be speaking on the record as well, please introduce themselves.
Good morning, Your Honor. Dave Olavezos, Assistant District Attorney, Tulare County, for the people.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deborah Lloyd, Assistant District Attorney for the County of Orange for the people of the state of California.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Amy Holliday, Assistant Chief Deputy District Attorney from Sacramento County on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tin Vu Ho, Assistant Chief District Attorney, Sacramento County, on behalf of the people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kelly Duncan, Chief Deputy District Attorney, Santa Barbara County, for the people of the state of California.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Cheryl Temple, Chief Assistant District Attorney for the County of Ventura, for the people of the state of California.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Venus Johnson, Chief Assistant District Attorney for the County of Contra Costa, on behalf of the people of the state of California.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Todd Spitzer, District Attorney, Orange County, on behalf of the people of Orange County and the people of the state of California.
Thank you, sir. My understanding there's a change of plea and disposition in this matter. My understanding is Deputy District Attorney Amy Holliday, would you please state the terms of the proposed agreement, the agreement upon, or the sentences agreed upon, as well as the people's recommendations?
Good morning, Your Honor. Amy Holliday, Assistant Chief Deputy District Attorney for Sacramento County, on behalf of the people of the state of California. It is our understanding that there will be a change of plea this morning. The terms of the proposed agreement and the agreed upon sentence are as follows. The defendant, Joseph D'Angelo, will enter a guilty plea to all charged counts in special circumstances, allegations, and enhancements. As to the murders, the defendant will plead guilty to 13 counts of first-degree murder. He will say guilty to the charged offenses and I admit to the special circumstances, allegations, and enhancements. In regards to the uncharged acts, the defendant will make admissions to each incident alleged. The defendant will say, I admit to all the uncharged offenses that have been alleged. These uncharged offenses occurred in Sacramento, Yolo, San Joaquin, Stanislaus, Contra Costa, Alameda, and Santa Clara County. As a result of the defendant's admissions to these uncharged offenses, the above listed counties have agreed to abstain from charging the defendant with any offenses related to those specific incidents for which he admits responsibility. All victims and victims' family members of charged and uncharged offenses will be able to give victim impact statements at the judgment and sentencing without limitation to time or content. The people of the state of California are prepared to remove the penalty of death as an option based on the following reasons. The defendant has expressed a willingness to resolve the charges against him prior to proceeding with preliminary hearing and trial. The defendant is admitting wrongdoing at a relatively early stage of the legal proceedings. The defendant is admitting to all of the murders alleged against him as first-degree murders. The defendant is admitting to all other charged crimes and uncharged crimes that can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt that are known at this time alleged against him. The wishes of the victims and their next of kin. In exchange for his guilty pleas and admissions, the defendant will be sentenced to state prison for life without parole pursuant to Penal Code 190, subsection A, 190.1, 190.2, and 190.3. In addition, he will be sentenced to 11 consecutive counts of life without possibility of parole, with 15 concurrent life sentences with weapons allegations to run concurrent or consecutive by law. The defendant will hereby withdraw his pending motions as of today, June 29th, 2020. With approval from the court, both sides hereby waive referral of the matter to the probation department for a formal report pursuant to California Penal Code, Section 1203, subsection B, subsection 4, and in its place request a Penal Code 1203C report. The defendant will be required to register as a sex offender for the remainder of his lifetime. The defendant will be prohibited from owning, purchasing, receiving, possessing, or having under his control any firearm for the rest of his life. The defendant shall pay all requisite fees, fines, and restitution, including restitution to the victims in an amount to be determined. The defendant will be ineligible to receive work time credit and shall submit blood and saliva samples, thumbprints, and palm prints pursuant to Penal Code Section 296. Defendant shall submit to a blood test for AIDS pursuant to Penal Code Section 1202.1. And finally, the defendant shall enter a waiver of all appellate rights.
Thank you, counsel.
At this time, Your Honor, would you like the reasons for the disposition?
Yes, please.
Your Honor, the reason for the disposition is as follows. The defendant's known crimes stretch over a 10-year period from 1975 through 1986. His identity was not discovered until 2018, and he was subsequently arrested on April 24, 2018. Today, all of the crimes alleged are between 34 and 45 years old. During the time we have waited for the identity of this person who committed these crimes to be discovered, many of the victims, witnesses, and law enforcement personnel involved have passed away. Now, as we wait for the legal proceedings to move forward, many of the victims, witnesses, and law enforcement are in their 80s and 90s. Many of these people, all deeply affected by these crimes, may not be with us at the time of jury trial. The family members of the murder victims have waited for decades for justice for their loved ones. The sexual assault victims have waited decades for justice. The men whose wives or girlfriends were sexually assaulted have waited decades for justice. The final resolution of this case at this time will allow the remaining victims and family members of the victims to hear the defendant admit that he committed these acts and crimes and will allow them to be heard at the time of sentencing. The current state of the COVID-19 pandemic has also contributed to the reasons for this disposition. The preliminary hearing was scheduled to have started this past May. It had to be postponed because of court closures and the dangers of bringing elderly or high-risk individuals into the courtroom in a public setting. The pandemic has also caused the availability of courtrooms and jurors to be limited because of social distancing requirements. All of this has contributed to extending the timeline for the preliminary hearing and the jury trial and may further impact the availability of our victims and witnesses in the future. They deserve the opportunity, the victims and the next of kin, to be present when the verdicts are finally read. The time for justice stands in front of us now. In the interest of justice for the victims, the families, and the communities which we serve, this plea at this time is in the best interest of the people of the state of California.
Thank you, counsel. Defense counsel, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.